Toronto, what are you doing? What is this market that we're in? You're warming up on the sales side with sales up 7% year over year in April. Okay, that makes sense because listings are down like 9% year over year, lower supply and all. But average home prices are also down almost 5%. All right, let's cut to the chase. There's only really one type of property that's actually performing well in this market. Not investment properties, not larger houses, not fixer-uppers, definitely not condos. It's move-in ready houses for first-time house buyers. These are houses listed from $1.2 million and under. Bungalows, semi-detached, townhouses, really starter houses that don't need work and are move-in ready. These buyers are the segment that sat out the COVID home price run-up. Maybe they've been waiting for a decade to see home value come back in Toronto. Some could be Gen Zers who found income stability at the right time. Their top-end budgets, they don't all end at 1.2 million. Some of them cap out at 800,000, 900,000, 1 million, but right around 1.2 million is where you see a more sizable drop-off. This seems to be the magic maximum number that a dual income household can afford with a decent 20% down payment and a household income of approximately $200,000. In April in Toronto, a bit under half of all the freehold sales were under 1.2 million. But you know what? Of the 37 houses listed for sale right now in Toronto, only 1,400 of them are listed under 1.2 million. And of those 1,400, a lot of them need work. The remaining 2,300 homes that are outside of that range are sitting with a lot fewer buyers to pursue them. This is why average home prices have fallen. Yes, home values are coming down for condos and for higher priced properties, but for starter houses, they're actually holding relatively stable. What we're seeing is that while average home prices rose about 16% between 2020 and 2022, and that seemed to be pretty uniform in all property segments and all locations, condos, luxury homes, larger homes, and of course, average starter homes as well, whether you be in London or Kitchener or Hamilton or Oshawa. The market has actually taken back most of that rise in values for condos and larger homes and a lot in the outskirts of the 905, but not as much in starter houses in Toronto. And when we look at the stats in the 905 compared to the GTA, the market is taking that rise in home values more aggressively in the 905 compared to the 416, which doesn't surprise me at all. Given where most employment is and return to office initiatives, people are trying to stay in the city if possible. And it's interesting because there's a very specific segment of home movers that this is an opportunity to sell your house to a first-time house buyer and buy the larger house that you need. These are the upsizers that are already in a smaller house and need more space. I did this recently with an upsizer client of mine where we negotiated a purchase about $100,000 under the asking price for a larger house and sold their current home in multiple offers for over asking. Their new home was literally double the square footage of their current home, and the difference in price was only $360,000. So yes, there's a segment of the market out there that can capitalize on huge opportunity. Now, we're already mid-May, and in the next 30 days or so, we'll be running into summer. Things are going to quiet down a fair bit. So where does that leave us? Well, honestly, as I make this video, I'm seeing transactions and sales happening while inventory levels are staying fairly low. I think a lot of sellers, especially for larger homes, are sitting out the market because of poor market performance. Quite frankly, even though I'm reporting that there is demand for first-time house buyers, a lot of the sellers that own that type of property in that segment are exercising caution, and they're also sitting out the market. Yet, still, I know there is market curiosity out there. I see it in the amount of people coming through open houses and the number of online views my listings are getting through the marketing. So I think for first-time house buyers, the demand will continue into the summer. We'll continue to see starter houses selling at a steady pace. Things aren't going to fly off the shelf, but they're going to move. As seasonality does, and as summer is so short and precious here in Canada, we look forward to it all year long. Once we hit mid-June, the attention is going to focus away from real estate and instead onto just enjoying the summer here in Canada as it should. So don't expect the market to do anything too active or crazy this summer. But if there are no unexpected market events that occur the rest of the year. And I say this with a huge asterisk, because in this day and age, there is absolutely nothing that can guarantee this. If from a political and economic perspective, we see relative calm, I think we could see a stronger fall market. I mean, that's exactly what happened last year. Not a robust fall, but a fall peak that was higher than the spring peak. There's a lot of pent-up demand in the market from years of low sales happening. And I know the economic fundamentals are against this, but from a psychological point of view, I see buyers on the side ready to jump. They're unhappy with their living circumstances. Retirees, they want to get out of their large homes and enjoy their twilight years. Families, they need more space, and couples want to move in together. And Gen Z, they want their independence. Until there's a wide enough gap with the crazy news headlines and the unpredictability of the market, for buyers and movers to forget and just ignore the bad political and economic news, the market will stay depressed. But don't believe there's no interest in real estate. The demand is there. It's just waiting in the shadows. So that's it for me this month. I'm Jonathan Lee. I'm a realtor based in Etobicoke, and I do mostly real estate content. If you want to talk or you have questions, feel free to reach out using the contact information below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Cheers.